Good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's last post ceremony. My name is Michael Kelly, and joining us this evening from the Royal Australian Air Force is Corporal Ingrid Cogler. We warmly welcome the family of Private John Joseph Buckley, whose story will be told shortly. We welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that support them. We acknowledge the members of RSL and Services Clubs Association, RSL Victoria and RSL Queensland, who are watching the broadcast of this ceremony across Australia. During this evening's ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the pool of reflection by family and visitors. Could I invite you all to please stand and join in singing the national anthem? The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this National Memorial and Museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where families and friends could mourn loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit, in the heart of the land they loved, and here we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight, we'll read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 102,000 men and women who have given their lives for us in war and operations over more than a century. But first we present a lament, Flowers of the Forest. Wreaths of floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the pool of reflection.
Today we remember and pay tribute to Lance Corporal John Joseph Buckley. John Buckley was born in 1893 and was the eldest of 10 children of James and Ellen Buckley of Myalla, near Cooma in southern New South Wales. Known to family and friends as Jack, he attended Myalla State School before working as a labourer. Buckley was accepted into the Australian Imperial Force at Nimitabul in January 1916, a few days after the men from the Snowy River recruitment march had passed through town. He joined the Snowies at Goulburn and during the following months underwent a lengthy period of training as a reinforcement destined for the 55th Battalion. After sailing for England in November, he carried out further training at the Salisbury Plain in Wiltshire before embarking for France and joining the 55th Battalion on Christmas Eve 1916. Buckley participated in the major actions fought by the battalion over the next 2 years on the Western Front. After the Germans abandoned their defences on the Somme and withdrew to the Hindenburg Line, the 55th Battalion participated in the Allied advance and captured the outpost village of Douarnenez on the 2nd of April 1917. They fought at Bullecourt, where on the 15th of May, Buckley worked tirelessly as a regimental structure bearer. He was awarded the Military Medal for courage and devotion to duty shown that day. An excerpt from his citation reads, "Although an untrained stretcher bearer, he, together with the rest of the bearer party, saved by first aid the lives of seriously wounded men." After Bullecourt, the 55th participated in the fighting in Belgium, where on the 26th of September 1917, it carried out a highly successful assault on Polygon Wood. The battalion returned to France in April 1918, after a German offensive that succeeded in overrunning the British defences and got within striking distance of Amiens, the major support and logistical hub of the British and French armies in northern France. The 55th was put in the line near Villers-Bretonneux, forming part of the defence that blunted the Germans' advance and then fought in the Allied counter-offensive. By then, Buckley had been promoted to Lance Corporal and was a section commander in No. 12's platoon Lewis gun section. On the 1st of September 1918, the 55th Battalion participated in one of the most significant actions fought by the Australians on the Western Front. On that day, troops of the 2nd Division captured the summit of Mont Saint-Quentin, while alongside them the men of the 5th Division captured the German bastion of Peronne. Buckley was hit in the head by a German shell fragment as he carried his section's Lewis gun into battle. He was evacuated to nearby casualty clearance station, where he succumbed to wounds 2 days later. Aged 25 at the time of his death, Buckley was buried in the nearby military cemetery. A small epitaph penned by his grieving parents appeared on his headstone. "Died for his country, may his soul rest in peace forever and ever." John Buckley's name is listed on the Roll of Honour on my right, amongst almost 62,000 Australians who died while serving in the First World War. His photograph is displayed beside the pool of reflection. This is but one of many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. We now remember Lance Corporal John Joseph Buckley, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms, and in the hope of a better world.
Please stand for the reading of the Ode and the last post-sermon.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
Lest we lest we forget.
Lest we forget. We leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Poziere or in the low scrub of Gallipoli, with his poor tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain, has thought in his last moments, well, it's over, but in Australia, they'll be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that concludes the last post ceremony. We thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial, and good evening.